Hello everyone and welcome back. In my last video, I talked a little bit about focus stacking, and I mentioned that I was going to make a video in the next few days about focus stacking, and here we are today. So this is how I do it with my setup and how I shoot my diecast photography within my home. So this is my Canon R50, which has been an amazing camera for me. My Canon 50mm nifty 50 lens. Wonderful setup. You see here I got my aperture set at 7.1. I underexpose my photos just a little bit because, like I said in my editing video, I bring it up. It's easier for me to bring the exposure back up. My ISO is set at auto. If I click here, you see it's at 125. I'd mentioned in my previous video that I don't have a lot of noise because everything is really so bright in here. So let's do some focus stacking. So we get right here, and what I like to do first is go to the closest point to me, which is going to be right there, and I'm going to go ahead and snap this photo. Now what I'm going to do is get up into the people. We'll go ahead and snap this photo. Now what I'm going to do is snap a photo in the tire area of this Jeep. I told everybody how I do this is kind of weird compared to the focus stacking you see on the other, we'll call them professionals on YouTube. And like I'd mentioned, I am barely an amateur photographer, and I am barely an amateur editor at all. So this is what works for me. So we're going to go ahead and get the window of the Jeep. Go ahead and get the other tire. Then we're going to move over and get the closest point on this side. We're going to move in and get right behind the Jeep. People say that I take too many photos, and they're probably right. We're going to get that gas tank and on the roof rack right there. We'll move up, get to the top of the mountains. So here's the thing about the focus stacking that I do, is I like everything sharp. I don't need to have a bokeh. I don't need to have a blurry background, depth of field. I don't need, nor do I want any of that, because these are basically like product shots for me. By now, you should know that I offer all of these backdrops for free. And the display photo is like, for me, how do I want to say this? It's hard to explain, really. This is what I want people to see. I want them to see the very best that I have to offer so that they will download my backdrops. Also, for people who do not want to download these or print them out, or cut them or mount them, I also have an eBay store where I sell these backdrops. Link is in the profile. Also, the link to all the equipment I use is also in the description of this video. So as you've seen here, I hit it all the way around. And I was talking and not paying attention, but I believe I got 8 or 9 shots, and that's probably going to be just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this down, okay? And I am going to pull this camera out of its holder and show everybody kind of what this setup kind of looks like. So let's just try and zoom out, and we'll zoom out one more time. Here is the light box that I use, and you can see here I have my tripod set up, and that's how I shoot the diecast photography for the most part. The dioramas that I build, the nature scenes, those are shot just a little bit differently. I have a table with some lights that I use, but let's go ahead and put this into Luminar Neo and get it focus stacked. So we'll see you here in a few minutes. Okay, everybody. So we're back,
And this is the second part of the video. This is focus stacking in Luminar Neo. So as you see here, I took 4, 8, 9, 10. It took 11 shots. And these are all raw files. Let's go ahead and move these out of the way and get into Luminar Neo here. So in the catalog, and under the tools, we have focus stacking. You can drop 2 to 100 images here. So I'm going to select all of my raw files and I'm just going to move them over here. Then we'll go back to catalog and we'll select the first one to the last one. And we're just going to move all those over here to focus stacking. So I wanted to show everybody that yes, I do have Helicon 8. I do have On 1 and Photoshop Lightroom. And all of them are good tools. Um, I tell you, I keep coming back to Luminar Neo for focus stacking because I rarely have problems. Helicon seems like I'm always fixing something. Photoshop, yeah, definitely always fixing something. And On One, yeah, I don't even think I've even focus stacked with that one yet, so I'm not going to make a comment. But I do own it. Um, I'll try. I'll try. But for right now, it's Luminar Neo. Okay, so on these three dots here, you can choose auto alignment, sorry. It's going to start with image 6110, which would be right in here somewhere. And I always check to remove any chromatic aberrations. Now I use the Nifty 50, which is the Canon 50 millimeter, and I don't have any of those problems out of it. So let's go ahead and we'll start the stacking process because we have them all moved over here. So we're going to let this run. Usually takes a couple minutes, and it's at this point where I speed the video up. Okay, folks, so it's done with the stack, and we're going to open it up in the Edit tab. Now, looking at this image the way it is, it's absolutely beautiful. I can see that it's good and sharp, exactly the way that I want it. So I know everybody who are, the professionals will see this, and if they do see it, they will notice that I just focused all the way around certain areas. I didn't actually manually move the focus in and out. I know to do that. And I do that when I'm outdoors doing like some macro photography and stuff. I do it that way under manual and all that good stuff. And you also notice that I didn't do any post work at all. I didn't crop it. I didn't do any raw editing because I simply don't have to. This really works for me. I'm just a, I'm what do you want to call a beginner? And just this works. What I will do from here though is I'm going to start blowing this up. And if you watched my video from before when I do the editing, 400 has always been my sweet spot. So let's go ahead and look at the people. At 400, I can see that it started kind of falling off right in here, but that's going to be very, very sharp, very sharp. And you get into this guy here, fell off a little bit in here, but we are at 400%. So let's do 524. Now, when you get up over 500%, in my opinion, the way that I judge my focus stack is if I can read a lot of what's on the vehicle, like perfect. Yokohama, I can read that perfect. Rubicon, Yokohama here. I go up top here and I look at what's on the roof racks of these, and I think it's a good focus stack. I think it's a good, sharp photo. So what we'll do now is let's go ahead and edit, and let's go ahead and crop it. And I always go to the free crop so that I can move it around. I don't use the AI tools for this. Get right into there. Get into the side here. I'm not worried about it being that far off, but we will always try and get it the best we can. I think that's just good workmanship. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's perfect. We'll call it good workmanship or good craftsmanship to just get it the best that you can. Let's hit apply. and that's still a really nice sharp image. I don't have any noise in this photo. You saw that the ISO was what was that, 125, which is perfect in my opinion. The sky is going to be a little bit rough, and that's again that's because of the paper. But I will fix that with the structure. I did that in my last video here. Super sharp, I tell you, and I will always say that the super sharp in Luminar Neo is absolutely fantastic, and we're going to use it now to finish up the focus stack. This isn't the focus stack that most people do. This is just how I do it. And I'll say it again. I am barely an amateur photographer, and it probably shows. And I'm barely an amateur when it comes to editing photos, and it probably shows. We learn through each other, through positive encouragement, critique. Critique is so important. Share ideas, share opinion. You know, your opinions are great. I like to hear opinions with solutions. This cursor, when you move over this in super sharp or in most of the AI editing, it looks like Tempest, the video game. If you're old like me, you remember this game. This generally takes a couple minutes. Okay, so check it out. We did the super sharp. It's always going to give you ask for your feedback here. We're going to go in again. We'll do it at 460. And it's good. We go in here and edit and fix all this stuff in him and her. Let's go on over to the Jeep. See what we did. Yeah, that's going to be absolutely fine. Good stuff. All right, everything looks pretty good. We can scroll back, zoom back out of it. And that's what our focus stack's going to be. I see here I got to crop in a little bit differently. There, move it up just a little bit. There was on the side here I saw too. Bring this down a little bit. Okay, that is a good sharp photo. Now today's video wasn't about the editing, and I won't bore you through that. We did that the other day, and I'm going to finish up my focus stack. And this is just how I do it. So I hope that somebody gets something out of the video. I'll tell you, I'm not an affiliate of Luminar Neo. The next videos I do could be on what I know how to do in Lightroom Classic, and that's a good software too. You know, you can't never count it out. But Luminar Neo keeps dragging me back in, man, because it's really really good. And I say that as a user, not an affiliate. So, in the if you're I think I said this already in the first part of the video. I have a link to all the equipment that I use. It's in the description of the video. The free downloads that's in the my profile. I think it's say free videos, or not free videos. Sorry, free backdrops. All these backdrops that I make are absolutely free for anybody who wants to download and use them. And appreciate the download. I like to kind of see these out in the wild. All right, and that's going to do it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.